It's possible for the heart to be liberated from concupiscence, and this is a great quote, so that man can shine more fully in this heart, male and female, in all the truth of the reciprocal four. Jesus understands the reality of what is in a man's heart, right? But at the same time, Jesus, this is a quote, carried within himself the mystery of the redemption of the body. So it's like he's acknowledging both. He's saying, I know your struggles. I know your heart. I know where you are in reality, but also I've come so that you can truly be free. There is so much hope here. And so I think that he's asking the same of us to understand the reality of our hearts and our fallenness and our brokenness, but also maintaining that hope of freedom from sin through Jesus.
To be able to talk about that among friends that are all trying to strive for virtue. And my reflection was the importance of us changing culture with our conversations, reflecting on these very important things that we all experience, but to allow ourselves to recognize by the role models we have with our friends that we fall, but that we are continuing to try to see each other. That's just very helpful for me. We must rediscover the lost fullness of his humanity and want to regain it. So again, what we had said before, the whole redemption, God does. The Holy Spirit allows us to keep taking a step further. And we talk a lot about divine providence. We kind of use that language because, the different situations we get into, I'm so busy with all the children and all my activities, and I don't see my husband as clearly as I want to. But then in the stillness of a reflective prayer time, I'm like, I want to see him. I want to know him. So I pull back up, re-energized to love him well. And then the return, when he feels that love and that return back to it. So I think John Paul II does peel this onion very thinly as he goes over and over it. But I could tell in my reflection going through the reading is that I get it. And it helps me to become more. So thanks for being my friends that help me to do this better.
Well, when I was reading it, one phrase that came to my mind right away was know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you know your strengths and weaknesses. When we want to focus on purity of heart, we really have to think about the custody of the senses. What music I listen to, what TV shows I watch, what are the people I hang around with, what values do they have? Do those really align with my faith? We need to guard ourselves against those things that may pull us down, and hopefully embrace things that build us up. We read in John, I think, chapter 8, somewhere around there, the whole idea that the truth will set you free. So that's what we're always desiring. When we give ourselves as a gift to others, we're living in true freedom. We're living the truth of what God wanted. And again, that truth leads to freedom. And so if we want to have a pure heart is something that's very light. Something that, again, lifts us up. And we are very fortunate that not only did Jesus come to redeem us, but he came to give us an example of what that redemption is going to look like, He was that perfect model. He suffered like we did, He endured the elements of sun and heat and, well, maybe not snow, I don't know, but anyway, different things, But anyway, he suffered like we did, like we do. So he gives us an example. It is possible, okay? But again, we have to know ourselves and to continue to fight that journey. But we have the great gift of confession and to give us those graces to keep striving for the true and for the good.